Yes, YOLO infidels. That's right. Twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman bin Hamin YouTube channel. It's the ultra declassified kayfabe HAHAHAMIN transmission. And I'm here with one of the maddest men of all infidels. That's right. He said, God bless America. And we tore it all down. And we're going to see whose live is it anyway tonight, because we might not be alive next week. So we better get a shit in today. YOLO, it's heels over strong as Joel Murray, the good looking one of the Murray brothers, joins us here at Hamin Media Group. YOLO.
Yeah. Good to be here, Ben. The youngest and best looking. That's how I like to refer to myself.
Man, you do. You're ageless. You're getting younger and younger every time I see you, man.
Well, I sleep in mayonnaise, just a small layer of mayonnaise, and that keeps me young.
I think I'm going to switch up as well and see if it'll grow some hair back. That's what I'm missing. I had to shift it all down to the bottom of my face, man. But you're still going strong with it. I want to say thank you for giving us time, and we delayed the shows, the Conspiracy Horsemen and the Friday Locker Room, because I wanted to put this on the front end of our two most popular downloads so we could talk all about your latest project, man. But it's Joel Murray, you guys, of the Murray clan. You know him. I don't have to put him over again.
Yeah, a family that was all lacking direction, so they ended up being actors. But yeah, I wanted to be the first one to tell you that I was working on a wrestling show. I'm working on a show called Heels with my friend Mike O'Malley is executive producing, and so I'm down here in Atlanta with my wife, getting to play a sponsor for a small market wrestling league, and that's a lot of fun. You know, besides the fact that we get the double dip on the paycheck, there's some really nice golf courses here outside of Atlanta that I get to go over to.
I was going to say, do you have your costume ready to beat all the COVID, security, so you can be on the side at Augusta here coming up pretty quick, or what, man? Are you sneaking on?
I'm not sure. I've gotten to play Augusta twice. I got to play it twice when I was on Dharma and Greg with Thomas Gibson. So, you know, do you really want to go and watch when you've actually gone and played? It's one of those things.
I think you go and judge, like when anybody hits a shot and be like, no, I hit it better than that. Just shake your head, be down there like, not
well,
bad.
the thing is, when you play from the members' tees, it's not that crazy a difficult course, but every hole they go, well, see back there, 150 yards, that's where the pros tee off. And it's, you know, down a crazy funnel that you don't have to go back there, but it's a lot harder from where they play it.
Somebody should smarten them up that they can hit from the members' tees. They're hitting all the way back there. They could have a big advantage. I think that's how I would try and win it.
Well, they don't want them as members. That's not how it works. But anyway, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm still playing some Caddyshack level golf, man. We're pirates out there. But you're out there looking for a job, hitting all the greens, and I love seeing those updates on Facebook of you being all over the world at the best courses, man.
Well, that's the only thing they allow you to do out in California during the COVID, you know, especially early on. You weren't allowed to even leave your house pretty much, except for the golf course. So I took, you know, full opportunity there.
Yeah. Heels, I don't want to stooge off too much business, but I was really glad that you did reach out to tell me about that. My co-host and a former WWE star everywhere, actually, Stevie Richards, is working on that. We've been talking about it. And also Luke Hawks, who's kind of getting all the wrestlers. He's been doing the recruiting and casting for that. So some definite in the same circle that we operated in. But yeah, that sounds pretty much like every independent wrestling organization I've ever worked in. So here's what I'm going to warn you as soon as this show hits, now you could go back on the road and become part of the indie wrestling darlings like David Arquette has. And I'm going to be one of the first ones to book Joel Murray. Will I be one of the first ones to bump Joel Murray? Definitely not. Joel, no bumps. I'm going to say that up front, man. You can do the flag shot and get the hell out of there, and we'll take off with the payday. But mark my words, Joel Murray will be on the indies by the time this show takes off. I'm here to tell you.
I would like that. We used to go and watch a lot of wrestling back in Chicago, and I grew up, you know, I was on VHF, you know, channel 26, you know. We used to watch the likes of Vern Gagne and the Crusher and the Bruisers and Sailor Art Thomas and Bobo Belinsky. But I was a big wrestling fan, and we used to go when they had matches in Chicago. And the weird thing was the people with the good seats, right when the first bout would start, they would all run out and get tickets for the next bout because that's when they would go on sale. So it was this weird wave of people would leave go buy tickets and then come back and watch the rest of them. But, yeah, I'd be your Bobby Heenan in a second.
Oh, man, absolutely. And I would love to we could actually take out David Arquette. I think that'd be a good comedy versus comedy click, right?
All right. All right. I think I got him on girth.
You know what? I was just going to switch because it's in my mind and I wanted to go out. I don't know if you watched last night, if you've been following The Mandalorian, but did I see Kevin Dorff get sucked out of the back of an Empire ship last night into space?
Oh no, I haven't gotten into it yet. I'm sorry. I'll have to binge it. But Dorff is such a funny guy.
Phenomenal.
This time 4 years ago, I was working on a thing called Shrink, where he showed up as the dead father. And today's Facebook memory is a picture of Dorff and Jay Leggett and Brian Stack and some great people I used to improvise with, Joel Murray and friends at the I.O. West. God rest his soul. But we had no longer have a playhouse.
That's that. Well, I mean, if you don't mind getting into it, let's first let's get the big news out of the way. That the main reason why I reached out to you, because I'm very excited to announce this, that tomorrow there's a digital masterclass going on. And man, I got to talk to your marketing guy. It's $9.50 for a digital ticket for Whose Live Is It Anyway? Improv Masterclass featuring Joel Murray, Jeff Davis, Ryan Stiles, my dogs, and Greg Proops. So
right.
You guys are going to have a great set together, I think.
And special guest, Dave Foley. Yeah, we've been off, since COVID. Our last gigs were in Seattle, strangely enough, but we've been off, and we just thought, well, let's do something. So it's under the guise of an improv class, but we do some improv. We do a lot of drinking and just chatting, and we give some improv tips. And it's you can get tickets at like houseseats.live.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, $9.50. I mean, you've got that in the couch, right?
Yeah.
And you can keep it for a week. You don't have to watch it live. So you can make your own time on that one. But $9.50, you're in. You can actually give suggestions if you're there live and stuff like that. But we did one of them, and it was fun. And we've decided, well, let's do it once a month, since we do absolutely nothing with our spare time.
And that's going to be tomorrow on the 14th, you guys, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I want you to just go Google Whose Live Is It Anyway? Great web page. It'll take you right there to get a digital ticket. I know I'm going to buy tickets for my staff so we can check in all week and do it. Hey, man, I'm here to support, dude. Absolutely. You're giving us your time. Hameen Media Group wants to give back. The way I look at it, dude, I'm a student of TJ and Dave, and when it comes to Dave Pasquazi and you, I know that's the brotherhood. So I'm a soldier, and I'm going to fall in line when I got to do it, man. That's just how it is.
Well, Dave and I go back. We were roommates in college. We went to Loyola University in Rome together, and we met on the flight to Rome. And I was sitting next to a guy who had a guitar between his knees, who was kind of man-spreading big. And so I went to the back of the plane. There were some empty seats. And I was drinking with the stewardess, and all of a sudden this skinny guy started drinking with us. And Pasquazi and I eventually drank all the beer on the plane, and eventually had to move to cognac. But we formed a bond quite early, and we've been good friends since '82.
Man, that's very Andre the Giant of you, by the way, as well. And it was great. I love seeing him shine on Veep, and then Lodge
49 was so good, yeah.
But then for that to get canceled, like, it just makes me want to go to Hollywood and like go in and like go to these producers' meetings and just start laying down body slams on people, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
What mental midgets are making these calls on something that has such a loyal built-in following? I can't understand how they keep effing it up all the time.
And so crazy unique the Lodge 49 was, like nothing you've ever seen before.
Oh.
And Pasquazi, I mean, I thought he was improvising all those lines because they were so custom, suited for him. And he's like, no, those are all scripted. I memorized those. Blew me away.
It is crazy. And see, I saw him on Empire too. That popped me this year, like just out of nowhere. But that's how Chicago is. It's a tight-knit community. And before I wanted to, throw myself at the mercy of them, because I have been kind of critical of the bubble they've been in with politics and whatnot. It broke my heart, man, to be on the outside, seeing them want to toe a line, and now there's no place. Second City is down, Improv Olympic is down. Like, how did they not know that as they pushed down the accelerator, what the end of that road was in tragedy to tear down their own houses? I'm not trying to put it out there for anybody, but is it up to a Mike Myers, a Murray brothers to like come in and be the saviors of that? But that's kind of a pipe dream. It's going to be Target and Doritos and Pepsi are the ones that are probably going to come in and save it. And then what kind of true mecca for comedy we have at that point,
Yeah, I mean, I always dreamed of working at Carl's Jr.'s Second City. Yeah, it'll never be the same. They always say you can't go back to your college town. Yeah, I'll never be able to go back to the Second City as it was when I started. But we talked about it. To purchase that, you got to buy all the stuff that these people have created, and it makes it really unattractive to get into, a protest kind of thing going on. I'm all for diversity and everybody getting a chance. When I was on the main stage, we had Judy Scott and Tim Meadows. We had 2 black members on the main stage. Mm-hmm. So for people to say people weren't getting a chance, that was 1988, 89. So people have been getting a chance. It's always been, it was never a pat on your back kind of process to get to the main stage of the Second City. It was cutthroat. And, it was like Saturday Night Live too. People were all out for your job at all times, and you had to step up and you had to fight for it, and play hard and work hard. And to say you didn't get the chance, well, maybe you didn't win that match, kind of thing that day. And that's all I'm going to say on that one.
Match. That's the thing. Like the parallels of professional wrestling and comedy are identical. Of paying your dues and doing it for the love of the craft. And then there's 80 spots that pay a lot of money, but you got 10,000 workers going for those spots. So
exactly.
And what kind of killed me is a lot of the people who signed that or made that move and signed it are people who are already over with HBO deals and what that I came up with during that early 2000 era. And they're acting like, it was the toughest thing ever for them. I'm like, you guys got the spots. What more are you asking for? And I never looked at, I thought it was a great conglomerate of different voices, sexual orientations, ages, even, mm-hmm. on our teams. And I never saw or felt that, but that they can easily go, well, that's your white privilege. And what am I going to say after that? Okay. But what kills me is to see them tear down their own houses, and now there's nothing left for them to play at.
Right. Well, that's the real shame in this whole thing, is that there's no playhouse, and there's no playhouse in LA. There's no playhouse in Chicago. I mean, I think the annoyance has still got its head above water. And UCB in Chicago, in LA, but not New York. That's
New York, they were switching spots all the time, man. Crazy.
Yeah, but
I don't want to harp on them. I don't want to kick them while they're down. You know what I mean? I just wanted to hear a sensei's opinion on that kind of stuff, man.
I mean, I go back to our beginning, Pasquale and I. We used to perform like 5 nights a week, and 2 nights were with Del Close and the Improv Olympic, but the other nights were, I played at a place called Kiku's that had a little stage in the corner of the room, and Gaspar's, which was a bar in Chicago, which is now got a better name, and it's now a music venue. But back then we went in the back and said, that room back there you're not using, we could perform back there on Wednesday nights. So we were doing it every night a week and making like, $15 a week or something insane, making no money just to be doing it. And I think that this generation has a little bit lost, the do the work done mentality, is you got to get up there and you got to get, that Outriders 10,000 hours of stage time before you're going to have the chops that you need.
You got to get the reps in, and that I was kind of at that point of getting those, that 6 years in comedy, and I was still addicted to wrestling. And then I just packed up and moved to OVW to study with WWE at that level and reboot again to get my 10,000 hours there. But you and I met the first time, and it was this was a crazy weekend for a young boy as I was at that time. But it was the debacle. I don't know if you remember this. You had just come out. You were smoking a square out back. We were talking about you'd come back from Italy, and your family was riding Vespas. And George Wendt walks up. I was talent handling Andy Dick, which was joy, and and doing security for Mike Myers. But like in all the other craziness, like to get to hang with you for a minute outside, and then George Wendt walking up and getting 2 beers. Those were like just like pinnacle moments in my life of like, what we're here, we're in the moment right now, and this is what you've been working for your entire life, man. And to be able to be in your circle in that way, even in a small way, was just an awesome pebble in the pond for my life, man. I wanted to put that out there.
Well, that was the beauty of, the improv world. We used to have like bowling night, we called it, where if it was at the Upfront in Santa Monica or the Ash Grove or different places, where we would get together and like 25 improvisers would come, and you'd pick names out of a hat and just go up and do heralds with random groups. Awesome. And it was outstanding. And you got to see great people and perform with, the likes of George and Danny Breen and guys that were older than you. Richard Libertini, if you remember him from The In-Laws. I mean, just fabulous people that would get up and have the balls to still do it. And then, your friends, and it was bowling night. It was fantastic. And then it was, you got all your gossip in, and the ladies would be over here talking, and whatever. It was just good, clean fun. And it's a shame that, we don't have that anymore.
Yeah, we can't mix it up, unfortunately, and it's all digital. But hopefully, I just don't know what it's going to take to get us back out there as performers on that artist level, whether it's in the ring or on the stages or playing your instruments. You know what I mean? It's just really shaking everybody's foundation of the core as we try and toe the line of creativity about how do we pivot aside from podcasts like this or what you guys are doing with Who's Live Is It Anyway, which I think is a brilliant look into an inspiration, of the culture we're trying to get to and spread the yes and active listening and being open to all suggestions and applying them in different models for everyone to be included. And that's what I'm trying to do with my media company. And I know that's how you guys, the Murray brothers, have lived your life. You know what I mean? And just can kind of do that half smirk and shake off whatever it is. And everybody feels better, man, about the world.
Right on with that, man.
Well
said.
Yeah, well, that's the long and short. And like I said, I don't want to kick Chicago Improv while they're down. And I'm pumped that you're in my wrestling universe. I think you should really play politics backstage. I think you could beat Darby Allin for the TNT title straight up in a match. He does a lot of crazy tax stuff, so just watch out for that. But I think they're looking for some star power on that show, and I think the Murray brothers they're going to bring in Shaq. I don't see why they wouldn't bring you in. Golf club to the knee, that's your gimmick right there, bro. Just a nice shot to the knee.
They don't call it a rescue club for nothing, my friend.
Oh, man.
Here's my emotional rescue coming at you. Anyway.
Oh, man. Well, I just I don't want to eat up too much of your time because I know you got to go and have some things stuck up your nose for COVID testing, and you're really looking forward to that. It's one of your favorite pastimes lately.
Yeah, well, they're recreating the business, and they're trailblazing a path, and that is us getting tested 3-4 times a day. So
wow,
you got to do it. Got to do it.
Well, if it was 82, that wouldn't have been no problem. You're like, watch this test right up the old.
Right. You go deeper. It's completely numb. Yeah, completely numb.
Well, it's been one crazy summer. I'm glad we survived it and we got out through the other side together. And I just want to say thank you for everything your family's done to provide joy to the world. You're not just an American treasure, but the whole world believes in everything you guys have done. You've been making us laugh for a long time, man. So
and today is payday on the Murray Brothers Golf, the William Murray golf shirts. So it's a blessed thing. the golf line is going really well. And
let's fix that real quick. William Murray Brothers Golf, very cool. I know that's why I had to throw on. I wasn't going to throw on the green jacket today. I just threw on the green polo. I'm not that good out of the woods yet. I still 11 handicap, but
that's good golf. Better than 90% of the world.
But it took me 6 years to get there and a lot of swearing. Yeah, so.
Part of it.
But yeah, William Murray Brothers Golf, an exclusive golf line, some fun and higher end stuff as well. So you can wear it not just on the course, but if you are doing a caddy shack outing or doing something fun for a family event, they got great stuff, and the website's very cool as well.
Yeah, when I do the Who's Live show, full suit William Murray Golf. So it's functional, and the outerwear is fantastic, and the underwear is quite comfy.
And now you've got another career as a spokesmodel. I mean, this guy just clocking paychecks everywhere he goes, man.
Ching. And we got Jason Kokrak in the top 15 and the Masters going on. He's wearing our stuff this week, so best of luck to him. He just won his first tournament ever as soon as he started wearing our stuff, so it makes you that comfortable.
I mean, come on, that's it right there. So I'll put a couple dollars on him. Why not? At this point, you never know. I got killed on the Open this year. They couldn't have played worse golf at the Open this year. I was shocked at some stuff going on out there, man. It was ugly. Looked like me out there.
All right. Well, if you go to the William Murray Golf site and you use Joel20 in the discount code, you get 20% off. That's just a little tip from me to you.
Nice. Joel20 at William Murray Golf, you guys. I'll definitely put that over as the hustler Rip Rogers tries to call me during this big interview. So the phone's ringing off the hook. But Joel, I just wanted to say good luck. Tuck your chin when you bump out there if they're going to bump you.
All right.
The first thing, first rule. Otherwise, you're going to smack your head. But we're going to put it over one more time. Whose live is it anyways, you guys? It's going to be tomorrow if you're listening to this on Friday. If not, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, $9.50 ticket for a masterclass from Kids in the Hall, from Ryan Stiles in the Drew Carey Show, from the Murray Brothers. You guys, what else could you possibly want to do with your weekend while you're sitting at home? It's going to be phenomenal. So, Joel, thank you so much for your time.
Houseseats.live. Houseseats.live. That's where you go.
Houseseats.live.
And I'll bet $1,000 Greg Proops smokes a joint on screen.
Wow, I'm down with that for sure. Yeah. I'm sure Andy Dick will be off screen smoking a joint as well. Joel, I'm going to end this podcast. Stick around for one more minute so I could say goodbye. But y'all infidels, it's twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman, hackerhamin.podbean.com. It's ultra kayfabe declassified. Hamin here with the madman Joel Murray. Y'all.
Peace, man.